All right, let's talk about something every business owner dreams of: growth. You know, more customers, bigger revenue, a growing team. It's the ultimate sign you're doing something right. But what if I told you that success is actually a trap? That the very thing you're chasing could be a ticking time bomb for your company? Today, we're going to unpack one of the biggest, most counterintuitive ideas in business: why getting big fast can be the very thing that breaks you.
So let me just put it to you plainly. What if the biggest threat to your business is actually growth? I know, it sounds completely backward, right? But for way too many businesses, this isn't a hypothetical. It's a devastating reality. And look, this isn't just some business school theory. The numbers, they're kind of shocking. Get this, a full 70% of companies that are growing really fast either just stop or they completely collapse. And the crazy part? It's usually not because they ran out of customers. It's because they got crushed by something growth itself unleashes, just sheer, unmanaged complexity.
So, what is happening here? Well, this gets us to the heart of it, something called the growth paradox. And the idea is actually pretty simple. Growth doesn't create new problems in your business. Nope. It just acts like a giant magnifying glass, taking the tiny, hidden flaws that were already there and making them huge.
I love this quote because it just nails it. Think about it. When you're small, you have these little hairline cracks, in your processes, your culture, maybe your finances. You can easily ignore them. Just step right over them. But when the massive weight of rapid growth comes down, those tiny little cracks, they don't just get bigger, they shatter your entire foundation.
Okay, so let's put on our doctor hats for a minute and diagnose exactly where these cracks start to show up. And the first one, maybe the most common one of all, is right there in the foundation, the operational systems.
And it almost always starts with something called founder dependency. You know what I'm talking about? In the early days, the founder is the whole system. They're doing the sales, they're approving the invoices, they're putting out every single fire. But here's the thing. A business that runs on one person isn't scalable. It's just dependent. The founder literally becomes the bottleneck preventing any more growth.
And what's so interesting is how your biggest strengths at the beginning become your biggest weaknesses. That solo hustle vibe, it's flexible, which is great, but it's also incredibly fragile. It's fast because one person makes all the calls, but it's not resilient. To really scale up, you have to make a trade. You have to trade that early stage flexibility for something repeatable and that fragility for something truly robust.
And we got to be real here. This isn't just about spreadsheets and processes. This is a human problem. When a founder just can't let go, when they don't build systems to do the work, the end result isn't success. It's just pure exhaustion. It's burnout, plain and simple. Okay, let's make this super concrete. Picture a construction consultancy. The founder, they can personally look at every single drawing when they have, say, 5 projects. Totally doable. But what happens when they hit 50 projects? Absolute chaos. Suddenly there are delays, clients are getting angry, the team is frustrated, and the problem isn't that they have too much business, the problem is they have zero systems for anything, no process for approvals, for tracking, for communication. It just breaks.
All right, so that's the first major crack. Now for diagnosis number 2. Because what happens when those systems start to crumble? Well, all that pressure has to go somewhere, and it goes directly onto your people. And that's when you start to see breakdowns in communication, and eventually, your entire culture.
Think about it. When there are only a few of you, communication just kinda happens. It's like osmosis. Everyone's on the same page. But as you start adding more people, the complexity doesn't just add up, it multiplies. Like exponentially. And just look at these numbers. With 5 people on a team, you've got 10 different lines of communication. Totally manageable. But scale that up to 50 people, you're looking at over 1,200 channels. It's insane. Without some kind of structure, everything just descends into chaos. The original vision from the founder gets twisted and misunderstood as it passes from person to person, just like that telephone game we all played as kids.
And all that communication chaos, it leads directly to what we call cultural erosion. See, when you're in hypergrowth mode, you're just hiring as fast as you can to fill seats. And if you're not super intentional about it, the core values that made you special just get watered down. That amazing ownership mindset your first few hires had, it gets replaced by a renter mindset, where people are just clocking in and clocking out. You end up creating this cultural Frankenstein, a company that's been stitched together but has totally lost its soul.
Okay, so your systems are breaking, your culture is falling apart, but there's a third, silent killer that often sneaks in and delivers the final blow. And that is the cash flow trap.
This is so important to get right.
Let's be super clear on the difference. Revenue? That's vanity. It's the big, flashy number you put in a press release. But cash flow? That's sanity. It's the actual, real money in your bank account that you need to pay your team, pay your bills, and, keep the lights on. They are absolutely not the same thing.
And getting these two mixed up can be fatal. I mean, look at this. Almost a third of businesses that go under don't fail because they weren't making sales. They fail because they literally just ran out of cash. It's this tragic story you see all the time. A company looks like a massive success on the outside, with sales going through the roof, but on the inside, they're completely suffocating.
So how does this even happen? Well, it happens when a company gets obsessed with that top-line revenue number and starts ignoring what's called unit economics. They forget to ask the simple questions. Is every new customer we bring on actually profitable? Or does it cost us more to get them and serve them than the money they're paying us? If the answer is yes, you are literally growing yourself into bankruptcy.
Okay, that was a lot of doom and gloom, I know. We've diagnosed the disease, so now let's talk about the cure. How do you actually scale your business without it all snapping in half? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in your mindset.
The answer is right here. You have to move away from this growth at all costs mentality and start thinking about sustainable scalability. What does that mean? It means you build the scaffolding before you need it. You invest in your systems, your people, and your financial models before that tidal wave of growth hits. You're building for the company you want to be in 2 years, not just the company you are today.
And to make this really practical, there's a great simple framework from a consultant, Aadesh Navade. He says you need to build a resilient foundation on 3 core pillars. It's super simple: knowledge, manpower, and money.
So let's just quickly break that down. Knowledge is all about building systems, SOPs, playbooks, so the business doesn't depend on any one person. Manpower is about deliberately building your culture and your leadership team, not just hiring bodies. And money? That's all about discipline, pacing your growth so you always have enough cash in the bank to survive whatever comes next.
So I'm going to leave you with this one simple question. Be really honest with yourself. If your business doubled tomorrow, double the customers, double the orders, double the employees, would it thrive? Or would the whole thing just break? Because the answer to that question, well, that's everything.